What's up, YouTube? This is your girl, FlyeBooks, and if you're interested in hearing a review of this book by Alice Walker, The Temple of My Familiar, then stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? This is your girl, FlyeBooks. I am finally back with another video. I think it's been about 3 years since I've been on this channel. Yeah, 3 years. And I want to start off by thanking all of my current subscribers for hanging in there with me. I know it's been a while, but you know, things happen in life, and yeah, that's how that goes. But I do want to welcome you all back, my current subscribers, and welcome to my new viewers. I hope you all will become subscribers. Just a little about FlyeBooks channel. I created this channel to give readers the opportunity to hear about different genres and different authors, and also to provide authors a way of getting their work exposed. When I initially started, I mainly dealt with self-published authors, and of course, you know, they don't have the big major budgets that some authors do. And so I said, well, why not start a channel to give them the opportunity to get their works out in the public. And so that's one of the reasons why I started FlyeBooks. I started reading, honestly, as a means of protection. I grew up in what I consider an abusive household. And so to me, when I had that book, I could take that book, I could go and, you know, sit in a corner and be quiet, be out of the way, so to speak. I could go to different places, you know, I could go into space, I could go into the sea, I could go across the country. And so that was one of the reasons why I started reading. Also, my grandmother was an educator, and so she always brought books into the home. I don't know if any of you might be old enough to remember Good Times, but the episode where the encyclopedia salesman came through and he was selling the encyclopedias, that was a true thing. Now, of course, the person we bought it from, you know, they weren't a shyster, but she did purchase the encyclopedias from the salesman. And when I tell you, I went from A to Z and the reference books. Any book that was in the house, I was reading it. I read The Exorcist, you know, because my mom was a reader as well. So I read The Exorcist. I can't believe I read The Exorcist at that age. Wow. And then I also read Mama Black Widow, which go look that up. I shouldn't have been reading that at that age. But anyway, so that is where my love of reading came, as a means of protection. And then once I started reading, I mean, I loved it. I always had a book in my hand. I was the person, you know, that would walk reading the book, you know, almost running into a pole. So that was me. I was that person. I said it's been a long time since I've been on this channel. I've had a lot of changes in my life in the past 5 years, but I was recently on Instagram, and one of the people I follow, you know, they said, you know, you're depressed if you don't do the thing that you love. And for a minute there, I couldn't pick up a book. I couldn't read a book. I didn't want to see a book. I just didn't want to do it, okay? But surprisingly, this current situation that we're in, it wasn't the means of me being depressed. It actually forced me to reevaluate what it is that I love to do, what it is that I want to do. And I said, you know what? I have this YouTube channel. Let me go back and revisit it and refocus. And so that's what I did. And here I am today. So once again, thanks to my current subscribers and welcome to new viewers. The book that I'm going to be talking about today is Alice Walker's The Temple of My Familiar. I read this book in a women's studies class in college, and it really struck me at that time. And the reason I wanted to revisit it was because a lot of the things Alice Walker talks about in this book is really pertinent today. She talks about racism. She talks about us destroying the earth, mankind destroying the earth, humankind, I should say, destroying the earth. She talks about adultery. She talks about all of the things that we think about in life, okay? But the main reason that I chose to reread this book was her emphasis on the woman, and the woman really taking charge of her life, really deciding who she is, who she wants to be. Really what Alice Walker did is she gave women a voice in this book. We live in a patriarchal society today, run by man, everything by man, the man is the head, and on. But in this book, Alice Walker, The Temple of My Familiar, she really gives us a different aspect in the fact that it is the woman who is the head, because she gives birth, because she nourishes, because she does all of these things. One of the things that I want to read, let me back up. Okay, so the book is an epic novel, okay? It spans centuries in this book. The main characters are Carlotta, her mother Ziti, her husband Ayurveda. Then you have Sawelo, his great uncle Rafe, his wife, Sawelo's wife Fanny, and then Sawelo's great uncle Rafe's best friends, who are Miss Lissy and Mr. Hal. And the book covers, like I said, it covers centuries, and it really delves in the lives of these women, particularly Carlotta, Ziti, Fanny, and Miss Lissy. The whole of the book really focuses on women taking charge of their life, women being who it is that they are called to be, regardless of what anyone thinks, especially the male figure in their life. And I think that's important because for so long, women, we do everything, especially, okay, Black women. Black women have been carrying the burden of everybody for so long. We came here enslaved, and so we had to take care of not only our children, our man, we had to take care of the enslavers' children and their needs, okay? Once we were, quote unquote, freed, then the burden came on us to take care of the family, because the males, the Black men, they were shut down. So it was on the woman's back to take care of the family and provide for the family. And, of course, we know that the first woman, the first bones discovered on earth, the oldest bones, was a woman, okay? So for so long, women have been the caretakers, the quote unquote backbone of society. And in certain parts of the world, namely in Africa, The lineage was matriarchal. It wasn't necessarily patriarchal. It was matriarchal. The woman was looked upon as the one. Okay, Alice talks about that in this book, where Miss Lissy is a very old woman, and she believes that she has lived these past lives. And Miss Lissy, in one of her past lives, she states that women were the first priests, not men. It was women. And guess who made the women the priests? It wasn't the women, it was the men who decided that the women were the priests because they could give birth. And to them, the sun came up, everything was alive and given. So if the woman could give birth, then my goodness, she had to be special. She had to be a goddess. She had to be a priest. And over time, once war started coming, once you have the invaders coming in, it changed. It changed because, of course, women are the weaker sex in terms of strength. And so the men came in and overpowered the women, just mainly off of strength. And of course, in the West, it is strictly a patriarchal society. And so Alice Walker's book, The Temple of My Familiar, like I said, it really delves with the woman defining herself for herself, showing the woman that, yes, you are just as great as your male counterpart. Because, in this world, in this realm, everything is duality. And I know this is going to be controversial, but if everything is duality, then why do you have just one? We have God the Father. Where's the mother? Where's the mother? Some of the things that she talks about, for instance, like I said, she talks about things that are going on right now in the world. For instance, we know that we're destroying the environment. And this book was published in 1989. And these are the things that she was talking about at that time. And I just want to read a little something regarding the dying planet and people. And this is Miss Lissy talking. You take the way things are going in the world today. You have poisoned rivers and poisoned air, and your children turning into critters before your eyes. You have your leaders that look like empty cartons, and the politicians who look drugged. You have a world that scares everybody to death. You can't go nowhere. You can't eat anything. You can't even hardly make love. And that's just today. There are days when the best thought you can have is that one day you'll die and leave it all behind. So wait, let me tell you, you can't leave it behind. The life in this place is your life forever. You will always be here and the ground underneath you. And you won't die until it does. It is dying, and the people are too. But Suelo, my fear is not that we people and the earth we're on will die. Everything eventually dies, maybe. But it looks like it will take a long time, and death will be painful and slow. It's the difference between being blindfolded and shot dead in the first volley of bullets and being tortured to death very slowly by men paid by the hour for their work. It is not simply a struggle between life and death. That is too easy, I guess. It's between life everlasting and death everlasting. And everlasting is a very long time. I am tired of it. Not tired of life, but afraid of what living is going to look like and be like next time I come. It's so important for us to live our life as we want our life to look like in the future. A lot of times we always say, well, I'm not going to be here, but your children are going to be here, your grandchildren, great, 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 great grandchildren are going to be here. And so we have to think about those things as we go about our daily life. What do we want to leave for our future generations? Ms. Lissy also talks about, now in this day and age, everybody talks about being queen. Okay, you got queens, you got king. That's real popular now. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a king, I'm a queen. Miss Lissy's past life recollection gives what I think is a nice definition of a queen, and I want to read that here. We lived at the edge of an immense woods, said Miss Lissy, in the kind of houses made of straw that people built. Insubstantial, really flimsy little things, somewhat fanciful, like an anthill or a spider's web, thrown up in an hour against the sun. My mother was queen of our group, a small group or tribe we were, never more than a couple of hundred of us, sometimes fewer. But she was not queen in the way people think of queens today. No, that way would have been incomprehensible to her and horrid. I suppose she was what queens were originally: a wise woman, a healer, a woman of experience and vision, a woman superbly trained by her mother, a really good person whose words were always heard by the clan. And I think that's a beautiful definition of a queen and what we as women should all strive for, definitely. The last thing I want to leave you all with is, this is my favorite chapter. It's a bit lengthy. As I told you before, Alice Walker's book, The Temple of My Familia, spans centuries. And she actually picks up from The Color Purple. We have Miss Shug and Miss Seeley who are in this book, because Fanny is related to them. And one of the most stirring, like I said, it's my favorite chapter, and it's called The Gospel According to Shug, and I'm going to leave you all with this. The Gospel According to Shug. Helped are those who are enemies of their own racism. They shall live in harmony with the citizens of this world, and not with those of the world of their ancestors, which has passed away, and which they shall never see again. Helped are those born from love, conceived in their father's tenderness and their mother's orgasm, for they shall be those, numbers of whom will be called illegitimate, whose spirit shall know no boundaries, even between heaven and earth, and whose eyes shall reveal the spark of the love that was their own creation. They shall know joy equal to their suffering, and they will lead multitudes into dancing and peace. Helped are those too busy living to respond when they are wrongfully attacked. On their walks they shall find mysteries so intriguing as to distract them from every blow. Helped are those who find something in creation to admire each and every hour. Their days will overflow with beauty, and the darkest dungeon will offer gifts. Helped are those who receive only to give. Always in their house will be the circular energy of generosity, and in their hearts a beginning of a new age on earth, when no keys will be needed to unlock the heart, and no locks will be needed on the doors. Helped are those who love the stranger. In this they reflect the heart of the Creator and that of the Mother. Helped are those who are content to be themselves, They will never lack mystery in their lives, and the joys of self-discovery will be constant. Help to those who love the entire cosmos rather than their own tiny country, city, or farm, for to them will be shown the unbroken web of life and the meaning of infinity. Help to those who live in quietness, knowing neither brand name nor fad. They shall live every day as if in eternity, and each moment shall be as full as it is long. Help to those who love others unsplit off from their faults. To them will be given clarity of vision. Help to those who create anything at all, for they shall relive the thrill of their own conception and realize a partnership in the creation of the universe that keeps them responsible and cheerful. Help to those who love the earth, their mother, and who willingly suffer that she may not die. In their grief over her pain, they will weep rivers of blood, and in their joy in her lively response to love, they will converse with trees. Help to those whose every act is a prayer for harmony in the universe, for they are the restorers of balance to our planet. To them will be given the insight that every good act done anywhere in the cosmos welcomes the life of an animal or a child. Help to those who risk themselves for others' sake. To them will be given increasing opportunities for ever greater risk. Theirs will be a vision of the world in which no one's gift is despised or lost. Help to those who strive to give up their anger. Their reward will be that in any confrontation, their first thoughts will never be of violence or of war. Help to those whose every act is a prayer for peace. On them depends the future of the world. Help to those who forgive. Their reward shall be forgetfulness of every evil done to them. It will be in their power, therefore, to envision the new earth. Help to those who are shown the existence of the Creator's magic in the universe. They shall experience delight and astonishment without ceasing. Help to those who laugh with a pure heart. Theirs will be the company of the jolly righteous. Help to those who love all the colors of all the human beings as they love all the colors of animals and plants. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be hidden from them. Help to those who love the lesbian, the gay, and the straight as they love the sun, the moon, and the stars. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be hidden from them. Help to those who love the broken and the whole. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be despised. Help to those who do not join mobs. Theirs shall be the understanding that to attack in anger is to murder in confusion. Help to those who find the courage to do at least one small thing each day to help the existence of another, plant, animal, river, or human being. They shall be joined by a multitude of the timid. Help to those who lose their fear of death. Theirs is the power to envision the future in a blade of grass. Help to those who love and actively support the diversity of life. They shall be secure in their differentness. Helped are those who know. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and listening to me. Once again, the book is Alice Walker, The Temple of My Familiar. It's just such an epic read. It's so hard to, give you this information in a short YouTube video. All I can do is say, read this book. It will touch you. It will touch your very soul. And it's not just women who should read it. It is men as well. Men need to read this book. Men need to understand that women rely on them. We need them to see us, to love us, to protect us. And women, just remember that you are powerful. You can be anything that you want to be. Just be yourself. Once again, this is FlyeBooks. And come back again. I definitely we'll have another review for you.